Hey, I know. In your school, you were the valedictorian, right? You had a high GPA.
Yes.
You're known for your smarts. Do you think you're the smartest opponent Rayo has fought so far?
You gotta have some type of intelligence in this profession.
Yeah.
James Twin for the untouchable true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire. And y'all know the rest, man. Now listen, this is my official Gary Antuanne Russell versus Rayo Valenzuela post-fight review, and the result of the fight is a pretty clear cut and dry result. Gary Antuanne Russell absolutely outclasses, and I hate to say it because I like Rayo, but I gotta keep that same energy. He absolutely positively exposed Rayo Valenzuela. Yes, because Gary Antuanne Russell, he was coming off of a very tough loss to Alberto Puello. He was picked as a voluntary by Rayo because Rayo thought that he really wasn't all that good, right? And Rayo and his team's arrogance, I think, got the better of them because Gary Antuanne Russell lost a close fight to Puello. Gary Antuanne Russell is still a top talent. And this is probably one of the stupidest voluntary picks I've seen for a fight in boxing since Venado Lopez foolishly picked Angelo Leo for a voluntary, and you saw what happened to him. So that being said, and with that firmly being established here on True School Sports, let's talk about the fight. Because a lot of people, it was a 50-50 fight at the betting odds, but a lot of people in boxing were riding off Gary Antuanne Russell. Really and truthfully, that was the case. But Gary Antuanne Russell, I think in this fight, what he has done is he's had what you call in boxing a breakthrough performance. Because this is a fighter that had a lot of hype coming out the amateurs. He beaten Gerard Ennis a whole bunch of times. He had beaten Hitchens, I believe, as well in the amateurs. He was a top blue chip talent coming out of the amateurs. Came into the pros, stopped 16 or 17 of his first opponents in the sport before losing to Puello. So when he lost to Puello, people were like they do in boxing and in life, they throw you to the wayside, they throw you to the wolves. But he showed in this fight that if you talk and you get out of line and you have a pissed off Antuanne Russell in front of you, you got a big problem on your hand. It's almost like, I feel like back in the day when boxing fans used to say a focused brawler, nobody beats a focused brawler. I'll tell you this, you get a focused, pissed off Gary Antuanne Russell, and you get special stuff like that. Because in this fight, he out-Mexicaned the Mexican, right? For all the talk of Rayo being the Mexican fighter, it was Gary on the front foot. It was Gary pushing him back. It was Gary beating him to the punch over and over and over again and out-voluming him. And then the handful of times in the fight where Rayo was able to land any punches of significance or that looked threatening, Gary would punch right away and take the play from him right away. So I just think a great game plan, a very flawless executed fight by Gary Antuanne Russell. Credit to Rayo. Things did not go well for him tonight. Credit to him on a terrible night for him. He didn't look for a way out. He still tried to the best of his abilities, even when he ran out of ideas, and that's all you can do, when it's not going for you. So credit to him for being a true champion. And always, Rayo's been in a lot of tough fights. Pitbull, Gary Antuanne Russell, De Los Santos, Chris Colbert twice, and there's more as well. So I've always respected Rayo because he's always stepping up to the plate, always in top fights against good competition. But Gary Antuanne Russell, again, the volume, the speed, the punch placement, it was all just really good from him. All really high level stuff. And what I liked from this performance from Gary was that even when he ends up 10 rounds, 11 rounds on Rayo Valenzuela, he was still trying to put that exclamation point on the fight and just show the world that, hey, I want to get the stoppage. Now, he didn't do that because Rayo was still durable enough to stand up to the shots. But you got to give Gary Antuanne Russell his due, give him his flowers, because this was a breakthrough performance for him tonight. So when you look at the 140 division, it's getting real interesting because, Gary has a belt. So this sets up a potential rematch between him and the winner of the last fight on the card with Alberto Puello. And obviously, you would be led to believe that'd be an easy fight to make. It's PBC, it's in-house. He's going to want to avenge that loss. So I'd love to see that fight. I think Gary will have learned some things from that fight and seen enough flaws in the first fight with them and certainly the Martin fight to, I think, come back better in the rematch. And then, you also got Teofimo Lopez. You got, who else am I missing? Teofimo Lopez. Oh, and Hitchens as well. So he's either got the rematch unification fight with Puello, or he's got a unification against his old amateur rival, Richardson Hitchens. So A lot of good options out there for Gary Antuanne Russell. You also have Isak Cruz, who I think also Isak Cruz exposed because Rayo Valenzuela outboxed Isak Cruz easily, and Isak Cruz likes to run his mouth and talk about some old, oh, I don't want to fight Shakur because he's a runner. I don't want to fight Keyshawn Davis because he runs around the ring, and we want to see exciting fights. Well, guess what? Gary Antuanne Russell sure as hell don't run from nothing. This guy throws 70, 80 punches around. He threw, what was it, like 940 something punches tonight. So Isak Cruz wants an exciting fight. If he wants a guy on the front foot, if he wants a guy that's looking for some smoke, Gary Antuanne Russell is your guy. DC area, you got another world champion, and his name is Gary Antuanne Russell. So just a really top performance from him. I'm 2-0 now, Sean. Shout out to Sean Zattel. We do our breakdowns for the fights. Make sure you guys go check out our breakdowns. Right now I'm 2-0. So if Tank handles business, I'll be undefeated for the week. But it's crazy. Like going back to Rayo, I picked Gary because I felt like the problem, the recurring pattern with Rayo and his losses to Chris Colbert in the first fight and De Los Santos in their fight in a knockout loss was that Rayo couldn't handle volume. He never had an answer for volume punchers, and I felt like with this Gary Antuanne Russell fight, he was gonna have to exercise some of those demons from the De Los Santos fight because Gary had some attributes that Rayo had not seen since the De Los Santos fight, and those demons are still there, and he still has to overcome them. The demons of dealing and fighting with an explosive southpaw power puncher who has the know-how to break through his high guard and sometimes leaky defense. So yeah, Rayo loses the third fight in his career, but again, I don't down Rayo. I respect Rayo. Rayo has always fought top competition, probably sometimes too much for his own good, so he deserves respect from boxing fans. Don't talk shit about Rayo just because he got exposed and he wasn't on that level, as far as being like a Gary Russell Jr., Gary Antuanne Russell. He's a fantastic person for boxing, and I hope he's still in great fights. There's still great fights out there for Rayo, and he's an asset to the sport. But tonight belonged to the DMV area. It belonged to Gary Antuanne Russell, carrying the Russell legacy name forward. Gary Russell Jr. is the trainer, filling in for the shoes of his dad. R.I.P. Gary Russell Jr. is a world championship trainer at the age of 36. And I thought his instructions were very great, very clear, very concise. And obviously with them being brothers, I thought there was great synergy in the corner between the two. So let me know what you guys think. Who you want to see Gary Antuanne Russell fight next? Where does Rayo Valenzuela go from here? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you could love me or you could hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys click right over here.
Keep watching my boy BT put on the best interviews out here.